Car enthusiasts often marvel at the sleek designs and raw power of classic muscle cars. But what if we told you that one of the most iconic symbols of American muscle was a four-cylinder? From the innovative engineering of the 1961 Pontiac Tempest to its legendary status in automotive history, what makes a four-cylinder engine in a muscle car so revolutionary? And how did Pontiac manage to blend performance with such an unconventional approach? Let's explore the fascinating story behind the legendary Tempest from the 1960s. The Tempest was created when Pontiac decided to enter the compact car market, inspired by the success of Chevrolet's Corvair. Originally, Pontiac aimed to make a car similar to the Corvair, but General Motors assigned them the task of developing a new vehicle under the project name X100. John Z. DeLorean, Pontiac's chief engineer and general manager, took on the challenge to design a car that would stand out from ordinary compact models. The Tempest was recognized as 1961 Car of the Year and was praised for its spaciousness and utility, being compared to the Ford Model A. The Tempest shared its body with the Oldsmobile F85 but featured unique elements. It had a 195 cubic inch straight-four engine marketed as the Trophy 4, derived from the cylinder bank of Pontiac's 389 cubic inch Trophy 8 V8 engine. It used a rear-mounted transaxle and a torque shaft that curved downward within a specially designed tunnel, a necessity because it used the Corvair's rear-engine floor plan, which lacked a traditional drive shaft. The torque shaft was made of SAE 8660 steel, known for its strength and flexibility. For automatic transmissions, the shaft was 0.65 inches in diameter and 87.25 inches long, while for manual transmissions, it was 0.75 inches in diameter and 82 inches long. This setup helped reduce vibrations by combining the engine and transaxle into a single unit. The Tempest's design, including its rear-mounted transaxle and front-mounted engine, nearly achieved a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. This, along with its four-wheel independent suspension, made it agile for its time and eliminated the need for a driveshaft tunnel in the passenger compartment, further enhancing its handling and ride quality. The Trophy 4 engine was a four-cylinder motor designed by Pontiac to be economical and cost-effective in production. It was derived from the right cylinder bank of the Pontiac 389 V8 engine, allowing both engines to be manufactured on the same assembly line, which saved Pontiac money. The Trophy 4 came in three versions. The first was an economy version with a compression ratio of 8.6 to 1 and a single-barrel carburetor, designed for fuel efficiency. The second version had a higher compression ratio of 10.25 to 1, also with the single-barrel carburetor providing more power. The third and most powerful version featured the same 10.25 to 1 compression ratio, but with a four-barrel carburetor, significantly boosting its performance. The single-barrel versions of the Trophy 4 engine produced between 110 and 140 horsepower, while the four-barrel version delivered 166 horsepower at 4,800 revolutions per minute and 215 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 revolutions per minute, as measured by SAE gross standards. These engines offered fuel economy ratings from 18 to 22 miles per gallon, with popular mechanics reporting an average of 21.3 miles per gallon at a steady speed of 60 miles per hour. While the Trophy 4 engine was generally reliable, it could run harshly when not properly tuned due to its inherent lack of secondary balance and the absence of balancer shafts. The Pontiac Tempest, which housed the Trophy 4 engine, came with a variety of options, including air conditioning, transistor radios, windshield washers, and safety features like child-proof door locks and dealer-installed seatbelts. The Tempest set itself apart from other wide-body cars with its unique brake system. Unlike the others, the Tempest used a 9-inch brake drum, which featured 5 studs arranged in a bolt pattern known as 5 on 4.5. This setup also included 15-inch wheels, a combination not found in any other General Motors car. In contrast, both Buick and Oldsmobile standardized their wide-body cars with a different configuration, using a 9.5-inch brake drum with 4 lug studs in a 4-on-4.5 bolt pattern and 14-inch wheels. This arrangement was also exclusive to those models, not shared with other General Motors vehicles of the time. In addition to the Trophy 4 engine line, the Tempest offered an optional engine in 1961 and 1962, the advanced aluminum Buick-built 215 cubic inch V8. It was estimated that only 3,662 Tempests, or about 1% of the total production, were equipped with the 215 engines. This lightweight engine, weighing just 330 pounds when installed, was capable of producing between 155 and 215 horsepower, depending on the version. The 215 V8 engine blocks used in Tempest models were distinct from those used in other vehicles. In addition to the standard Buick factory markings, these engine blocks were hand-stamped at the Pontiac plant, with the vehicle identification numbers of the specific cars they were installed in. For 1961 models, all Pontiac 215 engine blocks began with 161P, while for 1962, the stamping started with 162P. Additional codes identified whether the car had a manual or automatic transmission. In 1961, the Pontiac Tempest offered a 3-speed manual transmission with a non-synchronized first gear or a 2-speed automatic transaxle, operated by a small lever near the ignition switch on the dashboard. This automatic transaxle, known as Tempest Torque, was conceptually similar to the Chevrolet Powerglide transmission, though they shared few parts. In 1962, a fully synchronized 4-speed manual transmission, mounted on the floor, became available. Initially, the Tempest was offered as a 4-door sedan and station wagon called Safari. Later, in 1961, 2 2-door coupes, including the LeMans, were introduced. Despite these accolades, DeLorean later admitted that the Tempest had shortcomings, noting that while there were no mechanical issues, the car was noisy and rattled excessively. In 1962, Pontiac offered 4 versions of the Tempest: a sedan, a coupe, a station wagon, and a convertible. For those seeking a more luxurious option, the LeMans trim package was available, featuring front bucket seats. However, this upgrade was only offered for the coupe and convertible models. There was no LeMans version of the sedan or station wagon. Unlike Oldsmobile and Buick, which offered pillarless hardtops on the Cutlass and Skylark, Pontiac did not provide a pillarless hardtop option for the LeMans model, making it a unique choice among its competitors. In 1963, the Pontiac LeMans became its own series, with sales making up almost half of the combined production of the Tempest and LeMans. The 1963 models, known as Senior Compacts, were slightly larger and heavier than the 1961 and 1962 versions. These new models featured a redesigned transaxle that improved handling and included a high-performance option that was significantly more powerful than the less popular 215 cubic inch V8 engine. The new V8 option for 1963 was Pontiac's 326 cubic inch V8, which shared the same external dimensions as the well-known Trophy 8 389, but had different internal components designed to generate more torque. A new version of the automatic transmission, now officially labeled Tempest Torque, was redesigned to handle the additional torque from the new V8 engine. The 4-speed manual transmission remained unchanged, and only a few V8-equipped Tempest models were built with it, while the 3-speed manual transmission was still available for all engines. The 1963 Super Duty Tempest is perhaps the most iconic version of the Pontiac Tempest. Only 12 of these cars were built specifically for competing in the NHRA Factory Experimental class. They were assembled at the Pontiac plant in Michigan during Christmas 1962, just before General Motors implemented a ban on factory racing. One of the drivers who achieved significant success with the Super Duty Tempest was Wild Bill Shrewsbury. He managed to complete quarter-mile runs in the low 12-second range during the 1963 NHRA Winter Nationals, racing for Mickey Thompson. Remarkably, Shrewsbury still owns his car, which remains fitted with Pontiac's innovative power-shift transaxle, a feature that was added later in the 1963 season. This transaxle was a unique design developed specifically for the Super Duty model. Essentially, it combined two Chevrolet Powerglide automatic transmissions into a single 4-speed unit, allowing drivers to shift without using a clutch, similar to how modern drag racing transmissions function today. On October 31, 2008, one of these rare factory race cars, the elusive Stan Antlosser Super Duty Tempest LeMans Coupe, surfaced for auction on eBay. The seller, unaware of the car's true worth, listed it with a starting bid of $500. However, the car's rarity and historical significance quickly became apparent, and it eventually sold for $226,521. The Pontiac Tempest, with its groundbreaking 4-cylinder engine, truly stands as a revolutionary icon in automotive history. What are your thoughts on this unique muscle car? Drop a comment below, and if you enjoyed this dive into the Tempest's legacy, like, share, and subscribe for more.